Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the College Football Weekly Podcast. I'm your host, Hunter Woodward, and with me today, as always, is my co-host.
Hunter Cottle.
Yes, sir. We're talking about the Week 4 top 25 results today and the Week 5 AP top 25 rankings and everybody's upcoming games. There's a couple bye weeks in there that we'll see, but it's going to be a pretty good week. So let's hop right into this. Actually, before we get started, if you guys are watching us or listening to us on Spotify, we have a YouTube. Go check it out at College FB Weekly and our Instagram, College FBW. We post the AP Top 25 poll pretty close to when it comes out. So, yeah.
Yes.
Week 4 top 25 results. We have at number 1 Georgia versus UAB. Georgia winning 49 to 21. That was a slow game. That was a
Yeah.
very slow game, dude. It felt like an
It
eternity
sh
to watch, and they
it
kept it close
it
in the
shouldn't have
first half.
been at 7:30.
No, definitely not. It was a week. First four games at home. That ends their final game at home on that stretch. But they got three or four more coming up.
Yep.
Number 2, Michigan versus Rutgers. Michigan won 31-7. Sorry against Rutgers, just getting your head coach back.
Yep.
But hmm, Rutgers
They've been at
was Rutgers was undefeated going into that game.
yeah.
So who knows? They're always Rutgers. Number 3, Texas at Baylor. Texas won 38-6.
I thought it was gonna be a closer game than that, but
Me
Texas
too.
is showing out. Big game
Especially
this week.
since the other Texas team came very close last year at Baylor. So
Yeah.
thought that would be a little bit closer. We were wrong. Number 4, Florida State at Clemson. Florida State barely winning 31-24 in overtime.
Yeah.
Uh,
Clemson should have won that game. They few mistakes, but a lot of turnovers that shouldn't happen. That big hit on Cade, running back, Phil Maffa should have picked up on him, but it's
and the
football.
missed field goal
Well, yeah, that
to
that
to
too.
win it.
That
Yeah.
just hmm
But at the end, Florida State couldn't, within the 4 quarters, couldn't punch it in on that last drive.
Yep.
So either way, it was going to OT. Number 5, USC at Arizona State. USC won 42-28. This is probably our worst game we've seen yet of USC.
Yep.
Pretty slow.
Agreed.
Caleb Williams had a lot of yards per usual. He's second in the Heisman race now, but we'll see as we go on
Yep.
and how strong USC's defense was. Number 6, we have Ohio State at number 9, Notre Dame. Ohio State won 17-14. We were both very wrong in our predictions. You were wrong in us losing, and I was wrong with the score because I thought it was going to be 35-17. It was 17-14.
Yeah.
What a
Well,
heart-wrenching game
for you.
for me. Yeah,
Yeah.
for me.
I,
Uh,
um, I
I
still think
loved it.
Notre Dame is still a very good football team.
They are still a very good football team. Yes, and they'll be playing Duke next week.
Yep. Game day.
So, yep, game day again, but this time away for them. Number 7, Penn State versus number 24, Iowa. Penn State won 31-0. We've seen the same thing from Penn State all year so far. So,
First whiteout.
first night wideout too.
Mm-hmm.
That's, I mean, shutout counts for it.
It works.
Number 8, we have Washington versus Cal. Washington won 59-32. Now, a lot of people are overrating Washington for their so-called strength of schedule, but
Yeah.
they have about the worst schedule until later on when they play better teams in the first half of the year. So I
Yeah.
don't see why they have an upcoming number 1 vote. So Kirby Smart, or not Kirby
Mm,
Smart, Kirk Herbstreit.
yeah. He's
He's the only reason.
Yeah.
Next up, number 9, Notre Dame versus number 6, Ohio State. Ohio State won 17-14. Just talked about it. Number 10, Washington versus number 19, Colorado. Oregon won 42
Yep.
to 6. Big blowout
Yeah.
for them.
Oregon looks pretty good, and Colorado needs Travis Hunter back on the field. Not
Yeah.
even for offense, for defense. It was
That
pitiful.
was a very bad game for Colorado. I think they overlived the hype a lot coming into that game. So it's going to take a couple years to get adjusting in Colorado for Coach Prime. Number
Yeah.
11, Utah versus number 22, UCLA. Utah won 14 to 7. Now, that was
It was a weird game too. Very
that
good
was another
defensive
weird game.
game.
Yes, for sure. Number 12, LSU versus Arkansas. LSU won 34 to 31.
Yeah. Arkansas played very well,
Yeah. And
but
LSU barely came out with it, unfortunately.
their defense struggled.
Their defense
It
struggled
was
all game.
mm,
I mean, they struggled against Jordan Travis, their first real quarterback they went up against.
yep.
But Arkansas, I mean, it is an in-conference not rivalry, but in-conference game.
Yeah.
So I see how it's a little bit tougher, but that's kind of pushing it a little bit for LSU. Number 13.
Jefferson,
Oh,
the
go ahead.
quarter you're good. You're good. Jefferson, the quarterback for Arkansas, he's good. So
He is good.
yeah.
Yes. Next up at number 13, we had Alabama versus number 15, Ole Miss. Alabama won 24 to 10. This game, they didn't have Jalen Milroe,
Yeah.
so I think he's going to be a big factor, and they need to make him QB1 for sure. Not just promise other people play time unless they want to see, the top
Yes.
4
I can't believe he said that.
eventually. I mean, 24 to 10, the same thing as last year, Ole Miss going into this game, but later in the year. Jackson
Yeah.
Dart is not insanely great.
No.
Just compared to other people, he's not insanely great, in my opinion.
He can't read defenses like the other guys, in my
No.
opinion. But
I would compare him to Spencer Rattler with how he throws.
no, he's better than Spencer.
He's better, but he's close. He's close.
Yeah, I mean,
he's got a top 25 team behind him.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. That's true.
yeah. Number 14,
So-
Oregon State at number 21, Wazoo. Washington State won 38 to 35.
Yep. It's
Did you watch a lot of that game?
Yeah, I did. I watched let's see. The second half was like it was getting good because DJ was actually starting to move the ball, but it was just not enough. And Oregon State's defense was it was not good. They were getting blown out.
Sad.
But yeah, it started off really hot. DJ kind of struggled a little bit, but it's his first real defense he's seen really all year. So
Right.
I think it was a good game for both teams. But Washington State, they're on a little roll here, huh?
Yeah, they are. They're going to
Awesome.
be playing some really good teams. So
Yes.
we'll see how well and if they can, upset some teams. Number 15,
Yeah.
Ole Miss at number 13, Bama. Then again, this game was at Bama, so it should have been a little bit more scoring from the Alabama side. But
Yeah.
Jalen Milroe is a huge factor for them. Number 16, Oklahoma at Cincinnati. Oklahoma won 20 to 6 against Cincinnati, who just had a previous really bad week. So
Yep. Oklahoma looks good, but they're playing kind of
they're playing
iffy
iffy and
teams right
against
now.
bad teams.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Number 17, North Carolina at Pitt. North Carolina won 41-24. That's a good game for them. Pitt,
Yeah.
we thought would maybe get the upset. They're usually an ACC upset team. Not this time. So good.
Drake Drake May is I wouldn't count him out for the Heisman race either.
No,
He's balling out.
no, not at all. He's doing pretty good. He's got good stats all around.
Yep.
What, over 10 touchdowns?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Number 18, Duke at UConn. Duke won 41-7. I think previous years, Duke and UConn could have been in the same category, most
Yeah.
likely in like later in the hundreds type of football teams, but that's a big step up for Duke, especially in having a big win like that.
You would think it's yeah, that game wouldn't be shown on TV and it would be not a blowout.
Right.
But Duke's a little different this year.
A little bit, yeah. We'll see if they can hold on to that. Number
Yep.
19, Colorado at number 10, Oregon. What a game in Autzen for
Yeah.
Oregon.
Shout out the Ducks.
Oh,
Quack.
yeah. Moving to the Big Ten.
Yeah.
That's going to be fun. Last
We'll
time they
win the
played
Big Ten.
us. Last time they played us, they beat us. So,
Yep.
number 20, Miami at Temple. Miami won 41-7. It's Temple. I could kind of say the same thing for Duke and UConn as I can as Miami and Temple, but Miami is a little
Yeah.
bit different of a caliber of a team. So,
Yeah, for sure. They have legends from there.
right, exactly. And
Not Christian
Natties.
Leitner. Yeah.
Right. Number 21, Washington State versus number 14, Oregon State. Just talked about them. Wazoo won 38-35. 22, UCLA at number 11, Utah. Utah won 14-7. And then at number 23, we have Tennessee versus UTSA. Tennessee won 45-14. Tennessee has had a very slow beginning schedule,
Yeah.
and they have a loss.
The good thing about them though is they get Georgia in Knoxville. So
Yes,
it's gonna be
that is good. Hopefully they tear down the uprights again
yeah.
for that. Not just Bama this time. Number
Yeah.
24, Iowa at number 7, Penn State. Penn State won 31-0. And last but not least, we have 25, Florida versus Charlotte. Florida only winning 22-7. I didn't watch a lot of that game. I can't say I watched much at all, but that's that's a very small score against a team like Charlotte
Yeah. It is.
for sure.
Oh man.
What
21.
were yeah. What were your top 3 games of the week?
I was excited for the Oregon game in Colorado, but it was not. I didn't think it would be a really decent game because of Shador not having really anybody to throw to besides Travis Hunter, and then now boom, he's out. So that kind of made it hard for them, and their defense got exposed.
Didn't they
And
have like below 50 yards the whole game
yeah,
besides like the last drive
so
when they scored?
I don't know how much different it would have been if Hunter was in the game, but at the
He's
same
definitely an
time,
X factor.
Bo Nix balled out. Bo Nix is Heisman watch too, and Oregon is they're a squad this year, so I like seeing that. And let's see, I like the Clemson Florida State game, even though Clemson lost. It was still a cool little game. It shouldn't have been at 12. It should have been at 8, and Georgia should have played at 12. But at the same time, we played our butts off, and we choked it, so it wasn't meant to be. And I like that game because we showed the country that we can actually steal ball, and it's not just
Yeah,
a fluke.
You can hang.
Yeah,
So
yeah, and I like the Oregon State game. It was good.
gotcha.
Yeah, good football. I'm gonna do one more, probably Alabama, Ole Miss.
All right.
Well. I was gonna let you say this game, but Ohio State Notre Dame, that was top tier game. You know, that's
That's
a
a
game you
classic
rush
right
home.
there.
Yeah, it's a game you rush home to and sit down and have nothing else to do for the night but watch that game.
I
So,
got you. Well,
yeah. What about you?
obviously, my top three, I had you on two of my top three, which is the Colorado Oregon game and
Hmm.
the Clemson Florida State game, because that was a very close game. But my
Yeah, it
number
was a good
one, of
game.
course, Ohio State, just because, I mean, Kyle McCord showed he was the guy that last drive.
Yep.
He really stepped up in a position where he was needed and drove down the field, and Chip Trainum scored that 1 yard touchdown with 3 seconds
I
left.
will I will say I haven't seen Ohio State like at least these past few years really have to lean on their defense at all, which they really didn't. But at
Right?
times, y'all defense stepped up, and
Oh yeah.
that's a
Especially
good look.
whenever they had the ball with like 2:30 left to go
Yeah.
and they tried throwing that screen.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, I could
I was
say
like,
so much.
yeah, you could.
I'm gonna keep it short though, so we can move on and have a shorter, more productive podcast.
Unlike the last one.
Yeah, where we just went on
Keep
and
in
on.
mind, we did that at like 2:30 in the morning, so we were just
Yeah,
speaking.
this time we're not completely tired
Yeah.
and burnt out from our days. So let's move on to the AP top 25 for week five. At number one, we have Georgia staying still with 55 first place votes. They play at Auburn this Saturday at 3:30 p.m. and Georgia's set to win by 16.
Keep
That's
a
a good
close eye
spread.
on that.
I
It's
think
at
that's a good
Auburn.
spread. It could
Yeah, I
be
did too.
it could be anything. I think I'd take the under for that, honestly. We
Yeah.
like we like guessing upsets. We need
Yeah.
like a score tracker like they
Yeah,
do
that's
on
true.
yeah, like they
Game
do on
day.
game day.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Um,
Anyways,
yeah, that game's gonna be good.
yes, for sure. At number two, staying still, we have Michigan with one first place vote at Nebraska this Saturday at 3:30 p.m. Michigan set to win by 18. Nebraska is not that great.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't
Matt
know why
Rule,
they keep putting them on big games. Like when they play Colorado. Like, come on.
I don't
Nebraska
know.
isn't that good.
They're really not. They're the low. They used to be higher up in the Big Ten. Now they're
Yeah.
they're a very low seed in the Big Ten, losing to
Yeah.
Minnesota the first week of the year.
Yeah, that
So
did it.
yeah, in like the last 5 minutes of the game too. So sitting still at number three, we have Texas with two first place votes. They play number 24 Kansas this Saturday at 3:30 p.m. And Texas is set to win by 17.5. Man, these top three teams have have a very low spreads for these games. I mean, we saw Kansas, what was it last year, that had a really good offensive scheme, but
Yeah.
couldn't really do much once they played bigger teams.
I
So,
think I know we just came off of saying that, but off of that note, I think Kansas can go in here and play some good football against Texas. I mean,
yeah, I think they could,
yeah. They're
but
hyped up. They're ranked. They're ready.
give them a sporting chance.
Yeah,
Underdogs. So,
that's right.
yeah.
Or just give
You know,
Texas another ranked win.
yeah, I think that's why they were put in the top 25. But I won't say much more than that. Moving up two spots at number four, we have Ohio State. They have a bye week with one first place vote. And I am finally happy to be back in the top four, even though we still haven't taxed our top two teams for low win games, low scoring win games.
Thing about Michigan though, they're averaging the 30 plus.
Yeah,
So
same with
all they
Ohio
have to do
State
is keep one. Yeah.
with a ranked win. But
Hmm.
let me stay away from that subject. I'm not going to touch on the rivalry yet. It's not hate week. Moving down one spot at number five, Florida State, with three first place votes somehow. They have a bye week this upcoming week. So they move down three ranks and still have three first place votes.
Hmm.
Okay. Moving up one spot at number six, we have Penn State at Northwestern this Saturday at 12 p.m. Penn State set to win by 26.5. For those USC fans out there, You're thinking, how far did USC drop? Let me read off the next team. Moving up one spot at number 7, Washington, with one first place vote. So USC just keeps going down the list. Washington plays at Arizona this Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern time, by the way. And Washington is set to win by 18. Arizona, man, used to be the Pac-12
Yeah.
Pac-12 upset team, especially for Oregon. So
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. Every year.
every single year.
Them or Arizona State.
Yeah, some team in Arizona. Moving down 3 spots. At number 8, we have USC at Colorado this Saturday at 12 p.m. USC set to win by 23.
Yeah,
All
they
the
might win
USC
by more.
fans, there they are. I think they will win by more, especially since we kind of saw they had a better defense in the second 2 weeks. Well, not against Arizona State, but the mid
Yeah.
2 weeks they had good defense. The first and fourth game, not so much. So I think it's gonna be weird for them. They gotta find something that's consistent. So I think
And
if
on
that steps in, it's easy,
yeah, I think and for Colorado, I think Shador Sanders he's gotta move. He's gotta get out of the pocket and
hmm
start to run down the field.
right?
He I won't say Travis Hunter is like his number one weapon, but when he's gonna
Right.
get the
He's got
ball.
Jimmy Horn.
Yeah, Jimmy Horn is and that Edwards kid, he's a
Yes.
beast,
Yes.
man. But I do think Southern Cal is gonna win this game.
We'll see how good or bad Colorado's defense is this game,
Yeah.
with or without Travis Hunter. So,
Who and Zachariah Branch. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Southern Cal's gonna win this game.
yes, I agree. Moving up one spot at number 9, we have Oregon. They play at Stanford this Saturday at 6:30 p.m. Oregon set to win by 27. I
Future
think
ACC team.
hmm,
Stanford.
that's got to be fun.
This would be a
Moving
game that Oregon will lose,
all the
though.
way across the states.
This would be a game that Oregon would lose. In the
I
past years of Oregon, they would lose this kind of game.
I got you.
Yeah.
This could be, but I've got Oregon beating
Oh, yeah.
that spread big time if they play ball like they did last week against Colorado.
Yeah.
Moving up one spot at number 10 now, we have Utah at number 19, Oregon State, 9 p.m. this Friday, and Oregon State set to win by 2.5.
That should.
Is this the week Cam Rising comes back?
I don't think so.
Okay, then I understand the spread. Now
I keep.
Cam Rising's back, different.
I still think Utah. I don't know. Utah is really good, but they need Cam back.
They really do. He's a big leader of the team.
Yeah, they can't start losing games because they've got a pretty decent
No,
schedule.
yeah,
So
they've got it set for him,
yeah,
but they just got to win. That's all they have to do. Moving down only 2 spots at number 11, we have Notre Dame at number 17, Duke, this Saturday at 7:30 p.m. and it's going to be college game day. So
yep.
I think that's going to be a really good game, possibly. But
I I think here's
if
my take on this. I think that Duke. Oh man, I don't know because I want Notre Dame to win the game as a Clemson fan because
yeah,
obviously that would make Notre Dame look better. But at the same time, this Duke team is like they're really special and they have that young quarterback. Kind of reminds me of Daniel Jones. So
I got
I
you.
don't know that they look pretty good. They got
I
weapons.
think I think this game could be close if Notre Dame doesn't play good defense. And
Yeah.
if Duke cannot get to Sam Hartman. We saw that struggle last week when Ohio State won 17-14. Even though we left him a lot of time, we had to be
Yeah.
on the receivers. And most likely he's got all the time in the world. He's got a great offensive line. But if you let him sit in the pocket too long, if you give him 5, 6 seconds,
Yeah.
the ball will be gone. And unless your corner or safety can cover up on that, he's gonna expose it. So yeah. Can
I
you
want to
hear
see
my
how
dog barking?
No, I can't.
Okay.
I can't.
Okay. Go ahead.
Um, I do think, I don't know. I think Notre Dame wins this game, but at the same time, it's at Duke. Duke's having a magical season right now, and we'll see. You know,
Who's
I
your
think Notre
pick for
Dame. Notre Dame.
Okay. By how
Yeah.
much?
So I'm gonna give them. They're gonna win by 12.
Okay. I was gonna go with 21.
Oh, at
At
Duke.
least 3 tutties. At Duke. Yeah. I think they will. So we will see. We love that line here.
Yeah.
Moving up one spot at number 12, we have Alabama at Mississippi State this Saturday at 9 p.m. Alabama set to win by 14.5. I think
Yeah.
I think that could be a good game, like most, but I see Alabama if they start Jalen Milroe, QB1, they win by more than that spread. Now, if
Yes.
they don't have him and he's still a little bit shaky after those big hits he was taking, then I think they're fine. So, moving down one spot at number 13 now, we have LSU. They play at number 20, Ole Miss this Saturday at 6 p.m. LSU set to win by 2.5. That's
That's a weird spread, but at the same time, Ole Miss just came off of losing a game, so well, I'm gonna
LSU
say,
also almost lost to Arkansas last week.
yeah, I think Ole Miss is gonna win this game.
Now,
I think their defense is better than LSU's.
this is where it's going to determine, I think, who's better in the year. I think this is a determining game for LSU because
Yes.
LSU has already beat Florida State and, Alabama lost to Texas. So
No, LSU lost
now
to Florida State.
LSU, I thought I said that, did I not?
No, so they beat
Oh
Florida
yeah,
State.
they both lost to now top six teams,
Yeah.
top whatever teams. But I think if LSU were to go in and possibly blow out Ole Miss, it would be different for them, and we would see which team possibly was better. Even though
Yeah.
Texas and Florida State are both different teams, I think that Alabama has had a lot of home games for this, and if LSU beats them by like 17 or more, I think especially in an away game, I think they're better off this season.
Okay.
So,
I like LSU. I like their team, but I mean, you just never know about them. Brian Kelly. But
right. It's a different day every week.
this is
So,
what it makes it more exciting because you could say, oh, they played pretty well against Florida State. If they lose to Ole Miss, oh well, they lost to Ole Miss, Bama, and then watch LSU beat Bama this year.
yeah. Ooh,
Hmm.
man, I love college football. It's amazing.
Yes, glad it
Moving
is back.
up 2 spots now, number 14, we have Oklahoma. They play Iowa State this Saturday at 7 p.m. and Oklahoma set to win by 20. I don't know, man. The Iowa State game every year is always pretty good.
Yeah,
So I think Iowa State could possibly do something here, especially against a ranked Oklahoma. They'll be bringing it this week. So
I think Oklahoma wins this game. Brent
yeah,
Venables has found his little guru, Dylan Gabriel.
yeah.
He's good, man.
The defense is definitely good. The offense is inconsistent though. So, I mean, Cincinnati, you can't say that's a good win at all.
I mean, no, but I mean, think about it. A few years ago, they were in the playoffs,
Exactly.
so they've got
So,
talent.
but a few years ago, they didn't have anybody on the team that they do now.
That's right.
So, guess we'll just have to wait. Moving up 2 spots now at number 15, we have North Carolina. They have a bye week. So, a lot of teams have a fifth week bye week.
Yeah,
That's not bad, but once you get into the later part of the season, whenever you're playing a lot of ranked teams, it might be dangerous for some of these guys. We got moving up 5 spots at number 16 now, Washington State. They have a bye week as well. And moving up 1 spot at 17, we have Duke playing number 11 Notre Dame Saturday, 7:30 p.m. Notre Dame set to win by 5.5. So there's a lot of good games on here, but like if it's a bye week for your team, this is definitely a
yeah,
good chance to go and look at all the other teams playing. So
yeah.
go check out possible teams that you'll be playing and know what you got coming. So yeah, let's move on. Jumping up 2 spots. Now number 18, we have Miami. They have a bye week. Dropping
Yep.
five dropping 5 spots now at number 19. We have Oregon State. They are playing number 10 Utah this Friday at 9 p.m. and Oregon State set to win by 2.5. Already talked about them. Another game we've already talked about, dropping down 5 spots at number 20, Ole Miss. They play number 13 LSU this Saturday at 6 p.m. and LSU set to win by 2.5. There's a lot of 2.5 spreads here.
Yeah.
A lot of low spreads for top 25 teams,
It's kind of
especially
weird.
Oregon State beating number 10 Utah. So
Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking on that.
I don't
And
know
Oregon
about that.
State just lost. So,
That just makes Utah the underdogs
yeah,
in that scenario. So I think I think I like Utah in that game, but we'll have to
yeah.
see how their offense plays. Number
VJ.
21, moving up 2 spots. We have Tennessee. They play South Carolina this Saturday at 7:30 p.m. Tennessee set to win by 12.5. That's going to be a good game. I think that's
Yeah, it
going to be a
is.
good game. If South Carolina puts together 4 quarters instead of 2 like they did against Georgia, they're going to have a really good game
It's in
against
Neyland.
Tennessee. Yeah.
That's they hate each other.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Dude, I went to a Tennessee game last year. It was their opener against Ball State. Even people there were then talking about South Carolina. So
Yeah,
it's it's like a hate week in the middle of the season. Not even the
yeah.
middle. It's the first quarter of the
It's
season.
like, yeah,
So
Whew. It's going by too fast.
yeah, I hate it, but I love it.
Yeah,
Jumping up 3 spots now at number 22, we have Florida at Kentucky this Saturday at 12 p.m. and Kentucky's set to win by 3.
I think Kentucky has a real shot of beating Georgia this year.
Yeah,
So
and I'd like for them to lose this game, so it'd be another unranked game that Georgia doesn't see.
exactly,
Yeah,
but
but
that would be
hmm,
nice.
I think there's some favoring in that. Kentucky could possibly beat Florida since they just jumped in last week. So
Yeah,
it is in conference rivalry. So it might be good. We'll see. Previously unranked, now number 23, Mizzou at Vanderbilt this Saturday at 4 p.m. Mizzou set to win by 14. If you have a spread against 14 against a team like Vandy, you should not be in the top 25. I'm
yeah.
sorry. That is insane. I'm talking like everybody's in the top 10 that are in the top 25 that should
Yeah.
blow Vandy out of the water. But oh my, dude, that's a sad spread. That is really bad. It's still
Oof.
they have the bigger spread than most teams in the top 25.
Yeah,
So
that's just crazy.
who
But
knows?
we'll see.
previously unranked, now number 24, Kansas at number 3, Texas this Saturday at 3:30 p.m. Texas is set to win by 17.5. And finally, previously unranked, now 25, Fresno State. They play Nevada this Saturday at 10:30 p.m. Fresno State's supposed to win by 24.5. Nevada is in the
Yeah, we'll see
Nevada
about that.
Nevada is like ranked number 100 in the FPI, the Football
Yeah,
Power Index. It is bad. They have like a projected 10 losses this season. They're the next Colorado, and Nevada is already 0-4 this season. So,
hey, you never know, man. Nevada could be. Hey, that's a ranked opponent. Let's go.
yeah. Rutgers does the same thing.
Yeah,
So, yeah, let's talk about who dropped out real quick before we talk about the whole week. Dropped out of the top 25. We have number 19, Colorado. They just lost to Oregon. Number 22, UCLA. They just lost to Utah. And number 24, Iowa, who just lost to Penn State. So, what are your big three games upcoming this week?
I've got to say the Duke and Notre Dame game is very intriguing. We can
Yes.
learn a lot about both teams and see if Duke is for real. And probably the Texas and Kansas game. Pretty excited to see how Quinn Ewers plays. I mean, he's one of the best quarterbacks, I think, in college football right now. So, and Xavier Worthy as a wide receiver, and it's going to be good. And probably the Utah game. Want to see. I can't wait until Cam Rising gets back. So I'm not even gonna say Utah. I'm gonna say the Ole Miss game.
You took mine. I got you.
Yeah, Ole Miss
Okay.
game.
That's going to be a good game.
Yeah,
Then I'll say the Oregon State Utah besides the Texas Kansas one.
yeah.
Even though I feel like Texas Kansas is going to be a good game, if Kansas doesn't show up, I don't see it being that big. So
No,
everything the same except for Texas Kansas for me. But who's your top three Heisman race right now? It can be
not to
QB,
say.
wide receivers,
Uh,
linemen.
oh, okay. Um. So for number one, right now for me is Michael Penix Jr.
Yeah, I
He's
agree.
just balling out. I mean, until he shows otherwise, and
I'd like
it's
to
him.
see more impact games for him
Yeah,
though.
yeah. And Caleb Williams, of course, and number two. Number three, it's a big toss up for me between Bo Nix and Quinn Ewers. So I'm gonna have
I gotcha.
to say Quinn Ewers. Just he has a bigger win right now, but Bo Nix is, and he's balling out.
Okay, we got the same top two.
Okay.
I'm not throwing in anybody on Ohio State. I think Marvin is a good player. He won't win the Heisman, but he'll win the Billet Knauf. So,
Yeah.
who I think the third person could be. Oh, this is tough.
I mean, Sam
This is a tough
Hartman's
call.
good too.
Sam Hartman is really good, but he wasn't exactly super there whenever they needed him on that last drive. But then again, that's a whole team effort.
Yeah.
It is between Hartman. Well, I wouldn't even say Hartman because he's had 6 years of experience. So
Yeah.
mine would most likely be, uh, it still could be Jordan Travis. I don't know though. He is
Okay.
technically still top three.
I think Blake
So,
Corum is
okay.
number. Yeah.
Who's Duke's quarterback again?
Christian Laettner. Oh wait, you meant quarterback, not point guard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dang, dude. Mm,
It's that
that's
Leonard
messed
guy.
up. Yeah. Kawhi? No. Let's stop this.
Coach K is going to be at the game. I heard.
Yeah. Any
Not
big
coaching.
any
Okay,
big
let's stop
news
making
from
fun
you
of
this
them.
week?
No, I will say, since they're not in the top 25, I'm going to talk about them. Clemson, they go to Syracuse this weekend, and that's going to be a really good game because Syracuse is undefeated. So we always have trouble there in the dome.
I
So
got you.
I'm excited for that game. What
Okay.
about you, good
I don't
sir?
have any big news. Um, all I know is that I'm happy about a bye week. Would like would have liked it to be later in the season, but it'll be
Yep.
fine. We play Maryland after our bye week. It's a good time to get some film in because they always bring out everything on us.
Upset time. No, I'm just kidding.
Don't even call it, or actually call it again because you called Notre Dame beating us. So
Also called Wazoo winning.
against Wisconsin.
Who'd you pick
So
for that game?
Wisconsin,
Yeah,
the higher ranked team, you usually do, but sometimes underdogs are better. Thank you
exactly.
guys so much for listening or watching to this episode of College Football Weekly. If you would like to check out our YouTube, it's College FBW or College FB Weekly, and our Instagram is College FBW. So we're
Love
gonna
you
be
guys.
doing, yeah, for sure. We're gonna be doing this podcast, hopefully more year round or when we're out of college football season bi-weekly, so every 2 weeks, just so we can gather as much information about recruiting, NFL
Yes.
draft, all of that. So it'll probably be a little more involved during the NFL draft, just because we know who's going and all
Yeah.
that, and where people will be placed. But well, you know, it's
Good
gonna be a
news.
good year. It's gonna be a good year.
Yeah.
So yeah, but we're gonna leave you guys on this episode. Next week we're gonna have the podcast out a day before the first game of the week. So
Yeah.
it'll most likely be either a Friday or a Thursday, depending if there's a Friday game. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see y'all next week.
We'll see y'all. Go Tigers.
Peace.